can see, all 8 bridges to Jefferson Island have been cut. There is no traffic getting on or off the island.
We are in hour 15 of the communications blackout with Jefferson Island, leaving the residents there effectively cut off from the outside world.
The Nintendo Wii does have some good games in its library if you have the patience to look for them. Here's MadWorld, but is this one any good? Let's have a little look. If you think of the Running Man mixed with Sin City, then you have this game. Jefferson Island has been cut off from the rest of the world, and TV sets have been put up for the new game show, Death Watch. All inhabitants have been infected with a virus that gives them 1 day to live. But if they kill another civilian in that time, then they will receive a vaccine. You play as Jack Kamen, and you must fight through hordes of contestants. You'll use the Wii remote and the nunchuck to control Jack. And with a short tutorial at the start, you'll soon get used to the controls. On screen you have a map which will show the points you need to get to, and the enemies nearby. There is your health bar and the chainsaw gauge. This will deplete as soon as you use it, but it will replenish when you don't. All around are familiar faces and worn out places with wreckage everywhere and very hazardous scenery, and most of the punks look the same. With the limited palette of only black, white and red, this looks very much like Frank Miller's Sin City. Controlling Jack is a little tricky to begin with. It can be hard to take when people run in circles, as the nunchuck is very sensitive using the analog stick. Slight movements are hard to get used to at the start, and I found myself heading all sorts of directions. However, the Wiimote itself is simple to use. The up, down and side to side motions work faultlessly. You can punch the opponent until they are dead, or you can pick them up. If they start struggling, you can headbutt them by moving the nunchuck forward. While carrying someone, you can throw them or use the environment to brutally kill them. You can use objects lying around to kill them, like a signpost for example, makes a great human skewer. Watch out, fuckheads. I hope you know a pack of chainsaw. A chainsaw. This makes light work of opponents by cutting the legs off or slicing them in half. Swiping up or down when holding the B button will slash the chainsaw that direction, and the same for left and right. If you get enough hits in, you can perform a finisher that will end their life in a bad way. String a load of moves together to achieve a huge combo. You can put tyres or bins over a punk's head, then beat the shit out of them, then impale him. Just because. The levels are linear, but are sectioned off until you have killed everyone. At the end of a stage, you can play a fun bonus game where you must kill as many people as you can with a limited amount of time. This could be throwing multiple enemies into a jet engine, or throwing them at a dartboard. And of course there is a big boss to get through, and they ain't weedy punks like the others. They are big, but because of their size, you can run rings around them and gradually carve them up. There's plenty of scenery to throw your enemies into and make a huge mess in each section, which is pretty fun. Just look around to see what could make the biggest mess. And there's other weapons you can get hold of just to carve them up in a different way. Things can get a lot harder as you progress, especially the boss battles. But there are a few normal enemies that pack a huge punch and can leave you dead in no time. But is this any good? It's not actually too bad. With only 3 colours it can become difficult to see what's going on. Grabbing people can be hit and miss sometimes, which can leave you open for attack. You have to be square on with them to make a connection. And this is the same for attacking. You may find yourself punching the air, and if you're surrounded, then you're in big trouble. The analog control is very sensitive and can have you constantly changing direction and making it hard for you to line up for attacking. But on the plus side, this is brutal fun. It does get hard, but it's not enough to want to make you give up completely. There's plenty of finishers that will make you wince, and some regular attacks are more gory than Dawn of the Dead. It's a game packed full of blood and guts, and some of the most brutal killings you'll ever see in a game. This wasn't a popular game on release, but it eventually found its place in the good games category. It doesn't cost that much either, so if you haven't played it and you like the look of it, there's plenty of places you can pick this up from, and it's only a few quid. And at that price, it's no big loss if you don't like it.
Jack's dependence on that costed him points in this challenge. Discretion is the better part of being a fucking pussy. Realize that the object is to toss the guy into the bus. Like a little girl in a man costume. If the shoe fits. 10 seconds like MadWorld living. Yours isn't. Another asshole becomes a road. Blackjack. 5 seconds. 50. Fucker, you shot me. What'd you expect, fucktard? Did you think I was gonna shoot myself?